Hello LEGO fans, Bricks Unbound here with, I believe it's update 20 for my Building Hogwarts series. I've had several requests to do just kind of a general overview video, set everything up for where it's going to be. So I figured I'd go ahead and do that here for number 20, seemed like a good time to do it. So we're at the far end of Hogwarts, down by where the greenhouses will be eventually, but right now the two bell towers are here. So since my last update, I did completely switch out the roofs, and I see I have now lost the top of one of them. But I had to completely switch out the roof to be slopes here instead of plates, which I think looks much better. And of course, I probably should have seen that coming because I did the same thing with the Great Hall and with the entrance courtyard. That I did it with plates first, started doing it with plates, was like, let's try it with slopes, did it with slopes. Takes a lot more pieces, is a bit more expensive, but certainly looks a lot better. So bell towers are very close to complete. They're definitely the closest part of Hogwarts to being done. If I'm doing interiors, I haven't quite figured out what I'm doing for the interior as far as like these sections of it. I suppose that might be where the bells are? I don't even know. This whole part still needs to be reworked in order for the height to match up, because in the image this peak here is supposed to be with this peak here of this roof back behind it that's over the long gallery, and even that right now is way too tall, so I think I'm gonna have to change the angles of slopes that I'm using for that, which is fine. I think that technically that roof is a little bit steeper than this section of it down here, but that it makes it really tall, whereas I think if I do 5 or 6 of these slopes heading back, it will really shorten that up quite a bit, which will make it in proportion a little bit more correctly with these. I just wanted to test out this angle, see what I thought. Don't really like it, so I can just take it apart and rebuild it. The beauty of LEGO, right? And then also the long gallery. It's been a long time since I showed this. It was one of the first few updates. I completely rebuilt it. It doesn't look super obvious because all I did was these columns here. They used to be 2 wide. Now they're 3 wide. That's all I did. But it took me quite a bit of time. I guess also I changed these columns down here to be rounded instead of just bricks, just square as they were before, which I like the little bit of contrast that gives it. Makes it look a little bit better in my opinion. I'm gonna have to do some rebuilding down here because as you can see, this section, this is 5 wide, but then once you go up above it, it's only 4 studs wide. Again, I built this section up top after I built the lower section and decided that, yeah, I should just keep it 4 wide on all sides there. So that'll be rebuilt. I need to swap out the base of it here as well for the dark bluish gray plates like you see over here. That'll work. It just looks better. And then it'll also raise it up a little bit higher. So that'll probably be the next thing I work on, is fixing up the base there. I did do quite a bit of work on the long gallery. There's actually, the second floor is actually, it's not done, but there is one classroom that's looking alright. This down here, I think I might make it the Charms classroom underneath. Of course, Transfiguration is this side of the building. And I did, again, take that apart and completely rebuild it. Well, not completely. I moved everything, a couple studs around, so I could get the walls to look right. There'll be an update video on that eventually as well. And these plates just kind of are the general shape of what's going to be here next. It's going to be much larger than this. But this end of the long gallery butts up against just kind of a strip of building here. I'm not entirely sure what's in that really, but I'm going to be putting the library in there. So again, it's going to be wider than this. This is just so I can see the general shaping, which then connects over to the front of the East Wing. So this is the building that was in the microscale Hogwarts set that has the 4 towers on the corners, and then it faces the Great Hall and the Viaduct Bridge, which is here. And it is obviously way too short at the moment because the entrance courtyard, how are you going to get between those? I don't know. I'm going to have to do a little bit of work, but I wanted to raise this up to approximately the height it will be at eventually. And then of course here's the boathouse. Separate video on that. I fixed the roof up on it as well, so it's looking much better. But I did raise up the entrance courtyard. I stuck on top of just 3 big ugly rock pieces. Obviously this is not complete. They're just there to hold it up to get the approximate height, which as I look at the entrance courtyard, it doesn't look so bad now, I guess, but this gap here is certainly a problem. Makes it hard to get into the Great Hall. What I might have to do is add a couple more steps on this level and then make it so this part here that's currently flat also has stairs in it. It's going to be a pretty good staircase to climb to get up to the Great Hall, but it's what I'm going to have to do. I did do an update video on this as well. That actually might have been what my last one was, not the bell towers. They're all running together after a bit of time. But we'll take a step back, just look at this. So entrance courtyard, again, not complete. Just the rough size of the tower width-wise it's completely wrong. But this is where the caretaker Argus Filch's office is going to be. I'll probably put the Hufflepuff common room down below it, is what I'm thinking right now. Grand staircase tower back there, obviously that also needs to be raised up so its base is more level with the Great Hall. And then it will be much, much taller as well. Walk around the Great Hall. Entrance hall here. I've done work in that. I don't think I've done an update on that for a very long time. So that's also due for another update. Hey, I'm going to have all my next 10 figured out here by the end of this video. And of course it needs this section of roof. So then I can figure out the height here, which might work out okay. This is probably a little bit taller than it should be, because there's supposed to be a section on the front here that's a little bit shorter than the Great Hall roof. We'll see. Might take a little bit of reworking, but that's why I wanted to set everything up together so I could get a good look at this. Man, I'm still really happy with how the Great Hall looks here. Absolutely huge, but I needed to make it big for the interior details. Which again, I think the only big change I made in there was adding in the fireplace, which wasn't anything major. Still need the, I forgot that this didn't have these parts on it, because I have them. Still need to finish putting the little peaked roofs on that section. Here's a look down at the grand staircase tower so far. And then, again, over here, there's plates laid out. So the grand staircase tower has the quad kind of back behind it, which is an open courtyard area. And then that is boxed in on 4 sides by, who knows? Who knows what I'm going to put there? Some classrooms, some hallways, all the normal Harry Potter type stuff. Don't know if I'll end up putting Fluffy's corridor in here somewhere as well. Probably. That just feels like a scene that needs to be somewhere in the castle. And again, now you can really see the obvious height gap there. But hey, that's okay, because this bridge is very tall in the films. So lots and lots of work to do. And then for those of you who've seen the new Harry Potter sets, or if you're not in the US, you've already purchased them probably. So behind the quad here is where the bell tower is. That is in that newest $90 set. So obviously I need another table here. It's going to be a fun time trying to fit that in here. I did take my little building table that was just over in the corner there. Please ignore the piles of stuff that was on and under the table. I did take that and just set it down at the end here to get my extra length so I could try to get this kind of set up. So this is the long gallery building from the other side. Obviously bell tower's here. And again, this has the Transfiguration courtyard, or middle courtyard. I think I've seen it called both things. By it, which is then surrounded on all 4 sides. The Astronomy Tower, the base of it is here, so that will be going way up. That's of course the tower. Spoilers for Half-Blood Prince if you haven't seen the movie or read the book, but it's, you know, it came out quite a while ago. It's the tower where Dumbledore gets killed and falls off, and this is the courtyard that he lands in. It's also the courtyard with the big tree where Moody changes Draco into a ferret in the films. But between those movies, the tree disappears, the tree grows and shrinks, this courtyard changes a lot. So what I'm doing is there'll be the tree over here for Moody, and there'll be the courtyard over here, or the Astronomy Tower over here. So this courtyard is going to be a mix between several movies. And again, ran out of table space. Can't make this too wide now, can I? It'll need to run right along here. But I do plan on getting another set of tables to go along this way. Have to move all these tables over a little bit, which will be a pain. But I need the space. That's for sure. And that pretty much will do it for this video. So just a general overview. Let me do a little bit of a zoomed out shot here so you can see just how large this really is. Each one of these tables I think is like 24 or so inches wide, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those lined up here, and they're I think about 48-ish inches long, and I plan on adding at least, well, I won't be able to add another 48-inch long table, just put them sideways down here, which, looking at this, is not going to give me enough room. So not sure exactly how I'm going to pull this off. It might be one of those deals where I have to only have parts of it assembled at a time. And then who knows, maybe someday I'll go to a convention or something where I can lay the whole thing out. But that's a ways in the future. I actually need to finish some sections of it first. But let me know what you think about the progress so far. It's been, let's see, I started it last September of 2018. So it's been like 9 months. Doesn't necessarily look like 9 months of work, but I can't work on it constantly. Just the amount of parts is ridiculous. And as I mentioned multiple times in this video, each section gets built up and taken down like at least 2 or 3 times until I find how I actually want it to look and get the spacing right. But it was good to do this video because now I have the general spacing of things and I can really get to town. I am running low on parts though. I used a ton in outfitting the updated long gallery here. So those will need to be coming in. I've also had lots of questions from people about where I source parts from. Bricklink is mainly where it is. I haven't done many hauls recently because they all kind of look the same. They would just be a bunch of tan parts. Tan parts and dark bluish gray rough pieces, essentially, and a bunch of plates is what is what's coming in at the moment. Thanks for watching this video. Again, let me know what you think down in the comments. Check out the rest of the videos in this playlist to see closer details of some of these sections, and please come back for more videos. Thank you for watching.